Now, today we'll talk about the approaches to peace. So I said we'll talk about approaches to peace. Now, today, like I said, we'll talk about approaches to peace. Which is the best method that one can use in achieving peace? Which is the best method that a state can use to achieve peace? Or the interesting question is peace achievable? Can peace be achieved in your own time? Who can give us peace? God. No. It's an interesting question now. If that is how you get peace, then you ask that question. Why are the Israelis killing the Palestinians? Israelis are God's own people. God killed a lot of people for the Israelis. Killed the Egyptians, if I remember. Killed the Philistines. Remember that guy called Goliath? God killed killed different kind of individuals. Then they've had about 5 or 6 wars in the present century involving the Jews and the Arabs. And the Jews, the Israelis have always triumphed. Now the question is, why can't they achieve peace? Now presently, to bring peace to that region, they are now saying 2-state solution. Some are saying 1-state solution. Others are saying no state solution. That the war is going to be in perpetuity. How do you create peace? Which is the best approach to creating peace? Why is peace that difficult to create? When you sign peace treaty, it's only for a period of time. They still break that thing and they keep What is the problem with humanity? I answered that question there. I said, can we ever eradicate war? Some said yes, some said no. If we can eradicate war, that means there can never be peace. So if you can eradicate war, that means there can be peace. After all, that was why they said they created the UNO, to maintain international peace and security. Yet, October 7, there was war. Then 22, Ukraine, Russia, war. The Ethiopia too, fighting one region within itself, war. Sudan, northern Sudan, war. So what is with peace that is difficult to achieve? Why is peace not achievable? Why? Okay, since you don't want to clarify why peace is not achievable, now the question is, how can we achieve peace? How can we achieve peace? Theoretically, there are 3 approaches, or if you like, maybe 4. Theoretically, there are 3 approaches, or if you like, there is 4. Now, the first one is known as the balance of power. The balance of power approach. Second one is what they call power monopoly. Power monopoly. Third one is called the federal approach. The federal approach. And the last one is known as the confederal approach to peace. Now, those are the 4 theories. Those are the 4 theories or 4 ideas that governs approaches to peace. Balance of power, power monopoly, federal approach, and confederal approach. It will be your business in exams to pick a state or a situation or a region where each and every of the approaches actually operate in. You will pick a state or a region to explain each and every of all the approaches. So the first one I said is a balance of power. Balance of power. When countries come together to team up against the bigger power. When countries come together, when weaker states, they band together to team up against the bigger power. I used to get down in ancient Athens, ancient Greece, Sparta, Athens, and the rest of them. All the weaker states to ensure peace, they band up together, they come together, form an alliance to confront the more powerful states. Now, because of the fear of defeat, the powerful state to restrain itself, then you get peace. And that's why we call it balance of power. All the powerful states will come together to team up against the most powerful, all the less powerful states will come together to team up against the most powerful states. And that will restrain the powerful states from carrying out any war of aggression It's just that simple. That's why we call it balance of power. And that is one interesting way to maintain peace. Like I said, you get that in ancient Greece. Athens, Sparta, then Macedonia, and the rest of them. Then you get it also in ancient Italy. You get that also in ancient Italy. Now, the second one is what you call power monopoly. Power monopoly. When power is given to a single religious or political entity, when power is given to maintain the peace to a single entity or power, single religious entity, or it depends, single political entity. Power monopoly is when, I repeat, the power to maintain peace is given to a particular political individual, institution, or religious institution. And of course, it happened in the 19th century, even from 16, as far back as the 11th century to about the 17th century, 17th, 18th century. That is what we sometimes call Pax Romana. Pax Romana. Pax Romana. Peace of the Romans. That's the meaning. You know, sometimes you have Pax Americana, Pax Britannica, then Pax Nigeriana. I don't know why you lost hope in Nigeria completely. Pax Romana, PAX. Pax Americana, Pax Britannica, then Pax Nigeriana. Power monopoly is when one political institution has the power and the authority to enforce peace. Roman Empire, good example, the Pope. Can you remember the peace treaty of Tordesillas? Can you remember the origin of Anglicanism? Pax Romana, like I said, was during the Roman Empire. The Pope was the one controlling the world. So the church was the one enforcing peace within the international political system. That's why we call it Pax Romana, Peace Roman, Pax Americana, Peace American. After the Cold War, then the America was the single most powerful power within the international political system. So power monopoly, like I said, is when a political institution, one, or a religious individual or institution enforces peace within the international political system. Now, three, federal approach to peace is when state agrees. Federal approach to peace is when state agrees amongst themselves to guarantee the peace of the society. When state agrees among themselves, we are all equal. We are not interested in conflict. Let us ensure peace. When state agrees among themselves to ensure peace within the international political system. So when state agrees among themselves, point of correction, when powerful state agrees among themselves, and that's when you get the concert of Europe. Holy Alliance. I don't know if you remember those things in European history. When the powerful states, Britain, France, Russia, Austria, Turkey, Ottoman, agrees among themselves to ensure peace within the international political system. And that's where you get the federal system. During the Cold War, you have the bipolar world. Russia and America, they were maintaining peace. So it's some sort of federal system then in existence. And the fourth one, final one, is the confederal approach to peace. Confederal approach to peace. Under the confederal approach, states agree, under the confederal approach, states agree to create an institution solely for the maintenance of peace. State agrees within themselves to create an institution responsible solely for the maintenance of peace. And you have a perfect example. The state agrees among themselves to create an institution solely for the maintenance of peace. And you have the perfect example in the UNO and League of Nations. And that was why they said the primary responsibility of the UNO is to maintain peace and international security. Confederal approach is when states decide, since they don't trust themselves, they decide to establish an institution and put the power to enforce peace in the hand of that institution? Yes. And we have the perfect example presently. That thing called the UNO, and I used to call the League of Nations, that thing called ECOWAS, called AU. States agreed among themselves to give that power to maintain peace to such. And that's why you hear they don't ever create those associations for political union. It's always economic, social, and the rest of them. And I repeat, the primary responsibility of the UNO till today is to maintain peace. Yes. Peace that they themselves cannot maintain. So the organization is meant to be impartial in the dispense of the issue of peace.